Stay focused. It's raining out here. So I was looking at a report, and somebody from the European League was stating, something that I talked about in basketball a while ago. He said he was talking about the coaches and how the coaches don't run basketball, the stars do. That's raining out here a little too much. Yeah. Hey, what's going on? Ah, he's talking about how how the stars, the stars run, the game, and they're right because LeBron James does what LeBron James wants to do. But it's all about the stars. It's all about the ratings. It's and it's a travesty for the sport because the basketball players sign contracts with the television stations and the networks. And when you do that, you bypass the professionalism of the coaches. And that's just the truth. Look at when Dwight Howard was getting all of his coaches fired. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wanted Dwight, and when Dwight didn't want them, instead of getting rid of Dwight because of how much money he brings in, they got rid of the coach. I mean, how asinine is that? I mean, that's just ludicrous to me. You know what I'm saying? Get rid of the coach. Keep that one player simply because of the money. And then the same dude who did this report, Sebastian, head coach of Zelet, I'll spell it Zeljko, Obradovic. He's a coach over in Europe. And he was talking about in 1988 when, Jordan and all them came over there in the Olympics and lost. He said they all look disconnected. You know what I'm saying? And they got the pants beat out of them by a European team because just like this man said, the European teams, the coaches, still run basketball. He was also talking about at the college level, Bobby Bowden and all those guys. I don't know who's coaching now, but, they probably still got some legends out there. But the basketball coaches in college, they run things. You know what I mean? Although revenue is a huge, huge thing, national championships is what they care about. Because the players aren't getting this massive revenue. They're getting money, trust. Even though it goes against the NCAA rules, they still get money. They still get all kind of perks. I mean, we all know this. Ohio State is right down the street from me, so you know what I'm saying. I've already seen it. Maurice Claret, come on. You know what I'm saying. I've already seen it, and you know what I mean. I'm from Akron, so you already saw it with LeBron James before he even went to the pros. Come on now. The two top players in basketball right now are both from Akron. Steph Curry and LeBron James. But nonetheless, my point is there are still some systems where the coaches are in charge. But when it comes to the pros, the coaches are no longer in charge. It's not about the coach. Tell me, what is the coach really telling the players? Hey, box out. What's the coach? I'm going to tell you what the coaches are doing. The coaches are just yelling at the refs because of flagrant fouls. That's all they're doing. You know what I'm saying? That's all they're doing. That's it. talking it over with the GMs, trying to get, things to go their way. That's it. Magic isn't out there. Magic isn't going to be out there, teaching people how to, how to run like him and Worthy and, Olajuwon and all those other guys. It's not going to be like that. It's not going to be the Fabulous Five. It's not going to be that cohesive teamwork. You're not going to see that. You're going to see a bunch of showboaters who own their own shoes, who are out to have their own basketball camps and charge kids $250 just to see them. Like, what? What? Just to see you do what? Put a ball in the hoop? It's crazy, but the parents pay for it. So the coaches are aren't running things. And then he brings up an even more interesting point. He talks about how the Cleveland Cavs played the Boston Celtics. He said they played the Boston Celtics last night in an unfathomable 111-108 loss. He said, would this be happening if the coaches really ran the teams? I mean, basically, he was talking about how they were floating around the perimeter and taking rhythmless jump shots in the course of blowing a 21-point lead to the outmatched Boston Celtics. And I've told you guys before that the NBA is fixed. They did that on purpose. He goes on to say, maybe, like Charles Barkley said, it was just the perfect time for a letdown. Maybe the Cavs just want to get on with it already. They found themselves up big in the second half against a team they had waylaid 21 games to 2 games, and just lost interest while daydreaming about the inevitable NBA Finals with the Warriors. People, listen, the NBA is in trouble. The NBA is in trouble because people are catching on. And when you see these reports, this is from Europe. This is a guy who is a head coach in Europe. And they're playing over there in Europe, and the NBA plays in Europe. The NFL plays in Europe too. See, they're so lax now, and they're so blatant with they're so blasé about the sport now that it's not even important to the consumer. They don't care about the consumer. If they cared about the consumer, then Cleveland wouldn't have never done what they did. They wouldn't have never lost like that. They wouldn't have never took aimless jump shots and we're just gonna do what we want. They wouldn't. They would have went out there and played their heart out and won. But they only lose. Basically, what this report is telling me is they lose when they want to, and they win when they want to, and the Celtics are no competition for them. The only reason why they even lost is probably for the next game's revenue. That's it. Let's take it to game, whatever the next number in the game is, game 5, game 6. Yeah. If we let them win, we go on to another game. Then, we'll make it seem like it's close. Then we'll just dust them off in the last game. Just to keep up the $300 million a game? Just to keep up the revenue. Just to get the bonuses. Think they don't get bonuses? You're fooling yourself if you think they don't get bonuses for winning those games. Yeah, look, they get bonuses for winning those games just like they get fined when they're not playing for something they done. Flagrant fouls and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Doing stuff off the court that don't make no sense. They get fined for that. They get fined. When they get fined for doing stupid stuff, They take away their money per game. Look at Joakim Noah. Look what happened to him. Joakim is suspended for 20 games. He's out for the rest of this year. He's already going to be out because he had an injury. And he's out for 10 games next year. He gets fined for that. I think he's 75,000 a game or something like that. So they get fined. So they get bonuses for each game that they play. It's in the contract. You know what I mean? Now somebody's gonna say, okay, fine, but what about when they, win 3-1 or 4-1 in the series? Boom. Well, my answer to that is when that happens, it's so blatantly obvious that they can't stretch it out. It's almost like laying down on the court. It's like we can't just lay here. we guys, come on, guys. We can't. We can only tell Toronto missed so many foul shots before it's like, you guys weren't gonna win anyway. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, you guys. I mean, it's all a scam. It's all a play. You know what I mean? It's all a joke. I've made some videos about who I think is gonna win. And I tell you what, I was apathetic then, but I'm even more apathetic now about the whole doggone thing because there's no integrity left in the game. You know what I'd rather see? You know what I really like to see? I'm going to tell you what I really like to see. What I'd really like to see is the star players with these big revenue names. I would like to see them go and coach a high school basketball team for something that's doable because they still have a job. But just coach them. I would like to see them show up on the sideline. And even though high school basketball, they already have their coaches, what I'd like to see is them contractually, have a contract where they show up at a particular amount of schools for that game and they're involved with those kids. Don't take over the coach's job, but just be involved and do it for absolutely nothing. These guys make hundreds of millions of dollars. It's in the contract that, especially if you're no longer in the playoffs, after the playoffs, you have to do this, this, and this. It's in the contract. You guys are getting paid a massive amount of money anyway. It costs you nothing to get more frequent flyer miles and to fly to one of these cities. And these kids are knowing you're coming. And you're going to coach them. You're going to help out the coach. You're going to be an assistant coach. That's what you're going to do. That's what you're going to do. Boom. And you're going to go around either in that city or fly to different cities within an allotment of time. And to me, this is a way of them giving back instead of setting up these corny basketball camps that just irritate the hell out of me when you charging these kids. It bothers I just hate it. When you should be giving these kids something. These kids idolize you, which is a mistake anyway, and you're charging their parents out to yin yang when you should be giving these kids something when they show up. And I don't mean just show them how to flick your wrist for a stupid jump shot. Because the truth is, half of them, if you're at the pinnacle of your athleticism, it's a good chance you didn't get there just by one person showing you this little trick. It happened like that. So cut the madness. Anyways, so the NBA is fixed. It's a big joke. You guys can watch it and take it serious if you want. I don't really give a damn who wins. I just think it's a mess. And I want them to go back to high school ball. You know what I mean? I want the game to be like that where the coach meant something. Because our coach Sheffield, man, he meant something. He meant something. My football coach, Coach Yosida, that was a bad little man for the Lions. He meant something to me. You know, we had 3 coaches. One of them played for the Miami Dolphins at one time. They meant something to me. You know what I mean? Because Yacita would hit you and you'd be in full pads and he would just, boom, he's a little dude too. I respected him. These coaches, they don't get no respect. LeBron don't care about y'all. Thompson, Love, they don't care. You guys are just a figurehead. That's your boy Tone Till too. Peace.